So, we had this Amoonguss event come out, and it's just like a free competitive Amoonguss, which is really cool. The thing is, I have an Amoonguss, and it's a transfer Amoonguss, and I don't want to mess with it too much, because it's like a special Amoonguss. Yeah, so we have like all the symbols, and I've been running this bad boy for a while. If you've seen older videos, mostly Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I think I might have used them a little bit in Gen 7. Yeah, I definitely used it in Gen 7, because Toxpex was ridiculous as well. But the problem is, it's full hit points, full special defense, and that just doesn't work in Generation 8. It's either like the Pokemon that have been added in, the metagame, the reduced decks, letting some other Pokemon be usable, and then just Dynamax. Like, you Dynamax, you hit this Pokemon with a physical max move that's like neutral or super effective, it's dead because it doesn't have defensive investment, or you hit it with a super special max move, which is really easy with all of Amoonguss's weaknesses. So, max airstream, dead. Max special air move, boosting, dead. Fire, psychic, ice, dead. Ice isn't as common because there's like no ground, or not no Groudon, no Garchomp, but there's still like good 4x ice coverage that you can get out there. So that's a thing. Psychic isn't super common, but it's still not super common, but it's a lot more common because of Max Mindstorm. So random Max Mindstorm, like if someone has a stored power, Dynamax is at +0, I die, even with full special defense investment, and then Fire is super common. So special defense Amoonguss doesn't work as well, but I don't want to break down this entire Pokemon because it still has a place. And the idea is you want special defense Amoonguss with Regenerator next to physical defense Alomomola. Alomomola doesn't exist. What am I going to do about that? So we have to wait until like Alomomola becomes a thing. And that's why we now have a blank slate Pokemon to work with. This is still special defense, but I mean, a Mint and some Armorite Ore, and then we can just like fully scrap this or like fully rebuild this Pokemon in the image that we want. But that brings me to this. I want to, so a while ago over on Twitch, twitch.tv/VerlisWolf, all you YouTube viewers out there, I did a thing that was just six tank team, 3 special defense tanks, 3 physical tanks. I was undefeated for like 10-0 or 11-0 in battles. I kind of want to rebuild this, but around Amoonguss. That's why we're making Amoonguss great again, guys. Because it doesn't feel as good as it used to be in singles. Like, it's still alright in doubles. But in singles, I want this to be like the frustration core of the team like it used to be. So, I think you need to build around Amoonguss. And that's the plan. Like, you can't just slap Amoonguss on a team and have it be amazing anymore, which you used to be able to do because that Regenerator and then free special tank splash and then stuff happens. Also, with the max moves, like, this Amoonguss could eat a super effective hit if it needed to, put the opponent to sleep, switch out, or like it could just do whatever. It could synthesis and then still play shenanigans. But I think we need to come up with a completely different Amoonguss. I'm thinking full defensive tank. Like max hit points, max defense, kind of not make it as bad for just checking weaknesses. Because this Amoonguss was built, or not this one, but you know, the other Amoonguss I showed was built to eat supers that it just can't eat anymore. So we have too much shenanigans. And now we just have all of these Pokemon to play around with. I didn't play as much Skarmbliss or just any Blissey as I have now. So Blissey's really strong, and that means like we don't need special anymore. We just run Blissey, and we don't need a special defense tank. So we have a couple of these. Frustration Blissey is always cool. Full defensive tanks are always cool. Skarmbliss is always cool. I want to build this like that 6v6 team. Maybe see if it works 3v3. That'd be hilarious if a 6-tank team gets us back into Master Ball tier for the new season in August. Or we just build this for 6v6 and just eliminate all of the opponent's options, which is also a possibility. So I kind of want to revitalize that team. And we can even do like really dumb stuff. So we have defense tank, special defense tank. Special defense tank? I also did a really cool thing recently. So pro tip, this might actually go in like a guide like months from now when I'm making like a new competitive Pokemon guide. Instead of using your symbols for IVs, you don't need to do that anymore. Like having symbols for IVs just doesn't make any sense. Because you press this. You press one button and then you get to see all those things, and what's the point? So the symbols are to tell me which it is. This is my full special defense tank, Chansey. This is my mixed tank, Chansey. So we have full special Chansey, full special Blissey, that's also very threatening and annoying. Ice Beam for the freeze, minimize for the staying power, full defense, Regenerator Amoonguss on deck, and then now we just need like a special defense tank or a setup tank or just some extra tanky tank filth tanking. I've always liked Mantine as just like one of the beefiest special defense tanks in the game. This Pokemon does not care about damage, and I think it backs up the Amoonguss really nice. Resist electric, is weak to fire and ice. Isn't resisted to ice because of the flying, but resist fire, doesn't care about psychic at all. Actually, no. Do we even need, like, maybe we can run 4 defense tanks, and then 2 specials of just Blissey Chansey. Maybe we don't. Actually, but Mantine can also set up for defense tanks, because I scald them, they get burned, and then we go into a defense tank, and then it's like, boom, set. So, tentative on the Mantine, but I do like how it covers for the Amoonguss. However, Chansey eats a Psychic, Chansey eats a Flamethrower, Chansey eats an Ice Beam. So, I mean, like, this is the new Skarmbliss. Fungus Blissey. Something. So, I don't know, maybe not Mantine. We have a couple of different Hippowdon. We have set up into winning Hippowdon. So, I think this team needs win conditions. This Chansey, not a hard win condition. It's just stall. This isn't a win condition, it's stall. This is more mixed, but it isn't like Calm Mind, so it's not a hard win condition. This Blissey is a hard win condition. This is stall, so there's like full defense, Skarmbliss with Amoonguss. So I mean, we got Skarmbliss, and then we got Chansey Amoonguss. So we got double full special defense, full defense core. But the problem is, another thing about Amoonguss that I think makes it drop off in Generation 8 is that it's not a dedicated tank. Skarmory has absurd defensive stats. Amoonguss has good defenses and okay hit points. Like, it has above average hit points and defenses, but there's just better tanks. Like, this just wins. This doesn't care. This will eat physical attacks all day long, and then the game's over. Skarmory is very specialized on stats. Looking at these weaknesses, it's like, I mean, we can just do this, and then they can't touch us. And then we go into our setup Hippo, and I think we can just kind of switch into anything forever. Win condition, stall, 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 stall. It's a very similar win condition. I haven't used the Corviknight in a while, but I haven't tried Corviknight Bliss. Like, Corviknight does get shut out by Rotom, Fire-type special moves, Electric-type special moves, and some really weird physical Pokemon in some situations, because this is a mixed Corviknight. It's not full defense tank. So that could be a little bit of a problem. Urshifu is always a problem. So maybe we might need to think about a Pokemon that just, like, harder stops an Urshifu. Or we can have a response to each of them. Like, we have full defensive Toxapex. Or maybe a mixed Toxapex. Oh, wait. Oh, good. I changed these. One of these used to have Baneful Bunker. But now this is just full defense packs. So we have this for Water Urshifu. And then we have Clefable for Dark Urshifu. And I think we're fine. So, again, there's going to be, like, some weirdness building around this Amoonguss. It's going to take a lot of preparation. I don't want to continue my 11-0 win streak and be like, all right, putting it all on the line. We could just run this. We can just do some battles, and then we can see where it goes. Also, I have multiple Clefables. I like Calm Mind a lot, because it speeds up the pace of the game. So I want to try this. We're going to try this Clefable, which is max hit points, max defense. And if it doesn't work, then we just change its moveset. We put in Moonlight, we give it a Citrus Berry or Leftovers. And it looks like that's not going to be Focus Sash. That's going to be like Black Sludge or something. And it doesn't look like we have anything like stepping over on each other's toes just yet. Could go Black Sludge, something. Double Black Sludge Regenerator is tricky and doesn't always work. So yeah, there's going to be some things to sort out with this team. We'll get there when we get there. But this also does leave us with options. Like, we can always take out Clefable. Avalugg could get a time to shine. I really wanted to use this All Creamy, but I don't know if the All Creamy works for this team just yet. Corsola is always just disgusting as a Pokemon. So, I mean, if we can slot in Corsola with Skarmbliss, that would be fine. Comfey hard wins games. So I think we just like need to run this out there, see what it loses to, and then find the tank option that just removes that loss, and then try to build in some win conditions. This team doesn't have a lot though. It's mostly Clefable is the win condition after just wearing them down into nothing for a while. I do want to do some weird stuff with the Amoonguss, so we haven't even built the Amoonguss yet. Let's go and build the Amoonguss. Ooh, I never even thought about that one. That's a good thing to know. not a bad idea using the Shiny Amoonguss. It'll make people think it's the other build until it's too late. So they're going to be like, oh yeah, it's like mixed tank, or it's going to be pulling some spore shenanigans or something like that. When it's like, oh, full defense regenerator next to other filthy Pokemon. So double regenerator core is always nice. I want Lomomola back, dude. A Lomomola is going to just thrash people. Yeah, I haven't done the decks because there's no point in completing the decks. And most people that have completed the decks cheated anyway, so it's unfortunate. So we're going to start with a clean slate. I have 48 Armorite ore because of weirdness. I got like 30 Armorite ore from getting Master Ball tier, another 10 from Great Ball tier, and then I just picked up a couple from events or something. So clean slate this Amoonguss. Give it a mint. I always get Bold and Impish Mint confused on the spot. Whatever one's the good one. And then trying to think about the moveset. Fortunately, like I showed in my video when I was breaking down what you can do with this Amoonguss, Amoonguss is all TRTM and move relearner. So it's like we actually don't have to worry about any weirdness on the moveset. We can just make it for free with whatever we already have. And yeah, so let's check out the mints. And also Dynamax candy. Because you never know. Never know when you need to survive a hit and then pull some shenanigans. Bold, attack grows slowly. Yes, we want bold. That was easy. So we got bold on that. I think we have like 1,000,000 black sludge. Oh, yeah. Not 1,000,000, but you know, we have more than enough because put in 4 Oran Berries Chromatic. That's a black sludge. Done. So that's ready. We go Dynamax candy. And now we have to think about moveset. So I want to do something really weird. I want to do something unexpected with this Pokemon, and hopefully it works. So here's the weird thing I want to do with this Amoonguss, because I don't even know anymore. Like, the game is so wacky. There's so many shenanigans going on. Amoonguss is in a weird state, so I think you have to do something radical. I think you have to do something extreme to make Amoonguss succeed and build a team around Amoonguss. We're running both Toxic and Spore. Because not every Pokemon can be Toxic, you know? You can't Toxic Poison, you can't Toxic Steel. So I'll put them to sleep, I'll set up on a different Pokemon, or I'll do other weird things against them. So because of that, I want to have that option. Also, but it's just like, it's only Toxapex. There's no Toxic being splashed around Pokemon anymore. So it's like, Toxapex, Amoonguss. If Toxapex doesn't go down, if it doesn't have an opportunity to get like a good Toxic onto something, Amoonguss provides that. And now I have a double Toxic threat into a Blissey. Into Skarmbliss. You will lose. It puts a timer on the game. It says, you have this wrong, or you have this long and then you lose. And no one's going to see it. Like we were talking about, the EVs on the Shiny Amoonguss are going to be completely different. The moveset's completely different. And no one's going to get, they're going to be like, who's going to, like, it's going to be Spore. It's going to be stuff like that. No one's going to Toxic on the Amoonguss. And they're not going to see one or the other. If I Spore early on in the battle, they're not going to see the Toxic coming. If I Toxic early on in the battle, they're not going to be seeing the Spore coming. And it could also be worth just Toxicking, like if I see Blissey, I don't want to put to sleep Blissey. It's going to wake up, it's going to switch out with Natural Cure. It's not, it doesn't matter. Well, actually, if I Toxic, it does kind of force the Natural Cure, but it will be forced to switch. Or if it is Serene Grace, then it dies to Toxic. So like, Sporing a tank doesn't do as much as Toxic in a tank. So I can Toxic non-poison and Steel-type Pokemon, and then Spore is only for like shutting down Dynamax. Spores for just utility, instead of, oh, I'm focusing around Spore and being annoying with the Regenerator. So we still need Synthesis. Get rid of Protect. I'm just thinking Giga Drain. Unfortunately, we're not like a crazy offensive Pokemon. I don't want Sludge Bomb because if it's a Steel-type Pokemon, we just lose. But if I like Toxic a Blissey and then hit it with, well, Blissey into Giga Drain, I'm doing like 5 damage, I'm healing 1, so that doesn't do anything for us. But you know what I'm getting at with this. It's like, if I hit a Cursula, or a Galarian Corsola with Toxic, and then I'm Giga Draining for like 5 of the health back, well, that means it's actually offsetting the Nightshade it could potentially be doing, and it's adding like 7 extra turns of life, just by existing. So, we can do weird stuff like that. I'd throw up facing your team. Yeah, let's just keep the team on screen so you guys can be reminded of what I'm about to do to people. That's the funny thing, like, that's why my all tank team was like 10-0, 11-0, because it inflicts mental damage. You can't underestimate the infliction of mental damage in any game. If I put them on tilt at the select screen, I win the game, or I'm at an advantage. Yeah, this is a bullying team. You can report me for bullying on this one. This is not okay.